Hey everybody, it's Kandi, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. How y'all doing? Well, today is February the 2nd, Groundhog Day. I have a friend that lives in Nova Scotia. Said that groundhog didn't even come out of its den. So I guess they're gonna get an early spring. I don't know about the groundhog in Pennsylvania. So I don't know what that one has to say. But if we had a groundhog here in Oklahoma, with as much sun as we have out there today, it'd probably see its shadow. So we've probably got at least another 6 weeks worth of winter. But, you know, that's just the way it goes anyways, right? Because that's just the way it goes. Anyways, I'm having to get ready to work. Go to work. I have to be at work here in an hour. And I got to get some things ready for work. Gotta sit here in the kitchen and decide what I'm going to try to prepare to take to work, or try to eat very quickly before I go to work. And then I gotta change, which I ain't gonna be on here for all that. I was just coming on here to make a quick little video. I didn't make one yesterday. It was the first. I went to work 2:30 to 10:30. It was pretty slow. It was pretty slow. I think I was home by probably 10:20 or so. Wasn't like it was that exciting. It was just me and one other girl. It was supposed to have been 3 of us last night, but one of the other people couldn't come in. So it was just me and this other girl. And then tonight, I think it's just supposed to be me and this girl named Paige. Because the guy that was supposed to have come in yesterday was supposed to have worked tonight. But I guess he's dealing with some things, whatever, that he can't come into work. So the other girl's going to cover for him tonight. Because if nobody else covered, then I'd be the only one working, and that's not going to work, being that it's the 2nd of February. Even though it was the 1st yesterday, and food stamps come out, not a lot of people might not come in until today. And the next food stamp drop day is Thursday the 5th, and I'm off that day and the day after, so I'm kind of like, yay. And it's only like going to be 6.5 hours tonight anyway. And I get a half-hour break. My 2:15s. So I only have to work about 6 hours. So I'm also sitting here trying to think, what should I take to eat? Anyway, I'm going to be just having the phone here. I might not even talk. I might just be running around putting my things in my space and whatnot. But I'm here, and if I have something to say, trust me, I'll say it. I mean, I guess I could carry y'all guys around with me, but I don't really see the point in all that, you know? And I gotta think about door dashing tomorrow, because I'm off work tomorrow. But I do need to get out and door dash, especially now that the weather is a lot better and all the streets are pretty much clear. I need to tell y'all a story of something that happened to me the other night. Coming home from work on Saturday night. Kind of freaked me out. Well, okay. All of our streets was clear, but Saturday we got this cold front that came through. It was like Friday into Saturday. Friday night into Saturday, we had this cold front that came through. So on Saturday, our high for the day was like 25 degrees, I think. And then we were going to drop really low down to like 12 degrees for the night or something. Anyway, as I was coming home from work, as I was driving down the main road, I noticed that there was some water on the side of the road. And it wasn't just a little bit, it was a lot. And there was, on the opposite side of the road, was a cop car sitting there with its, like, hazard lights on. And you could see, like, a road crew out there, like, one of the city Purcell's trucks there. And that they were working on something. Well, there's 2 lanes that go north and 2 lanes that go south. Well, I was in the far right lane going south, and there was a truck in the left lane going south. And I couldn't get around him, and we hit that water, and the water was sort of in his lane too, so when he hit the water, and being that he was in a truck that was a little taller than my car, it immediately splashed onto my windshield. And it froze immediately because of the temperatures outside. And I didn't have my defroster on that night. I just had the main heater on in my car, seat, and my seat warmer, you know. So I wasn't really thinking about the defroster because of the fact that my windshield was already cleared, you know. But because of the fact that I didn't have that defroster on, my windshield was cold, and that cold water hitting it, immediately froze. So I couldn't see anything, and I kind of like ran up on the curb a little bit, but then there was a little spot in the middle of my windshield I was able to look out, and I was able to navigate to the next side street and turn off of it, and then I turned on my defroster, cranked up the temperature a little bit so it would go a little quicker. And I had to sit there for a few minutes while that ice defrosted before I could see out of my windshield again. So I'm kind of glad that I'm not having to deal with that kind of coldness anymore. You know, that it's warming up. And it's supposed to be really warm this week, like I said before in a couple previous videos. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm supposed to get out and DoorDash tomorrow. I really need to, because I got to pay my rent come Thursday, and I've got the money. I'll have the money. It's just that I'm going to have to get all this money collaborated together to pay my rent. Because I got a little bit of money on one card, I got some money on this card, I got some money on that card. I got like 3 cards. 3 basically debit type cards. I have my CashApp card, I've got my Wisely debit card, and then I've got my DoorDash Crimson card. And then of course I have cash. So yeah, I just need to make money. That's what it comes down to, you know. I gotta make sure I have money for groceries and gas in my car and other necessities. So that's about all that's going on with me on February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. I guess I could make mention that I've seen things on Facebook today, and I think I'm not going to get on Facebook very much this next week or so, because all they're promoting on there is the Super Bowl. And they're dividing the people with this Super Bowl crap, you know, the halftime show. Because the original Super Bowl, the one that's always, you know, every year, their halftime entertainment is Bad Bunny. He's Puerto Rican. But Puerto Rico is part of America. But these people are saying because of the fact that he's Puerto Rican and Latino that he's an illegal and associating all these, you know, labels, slang labels, to because of their skin color, you know. And then you got Turning Point USA on Facebook that's trying to promote their faithful, Christian-esque halftime show. Erica Kirk's a grifter. That's a whole, the Erica Kirk, Charlie Kirk's whole psyop, man. It's all psyop. In fact, I was watching one guy's couple videos that he put out today. A friend of mine that I met through another channel. He's a very small channel. But I was watching a couple of his videos and how he was putting things together with the events that are taking place now, currently in the present moment, comparing those to events that took place in movies that we've been previously shown, and how everything's falling together. Let me see if I can. February 8th is the Super Bowl. February 8th is also the day they're supposedly launching this Artemis or something like that to go around the moon, I guess, orbit the moon. And then something's going on with one of the aircraft carriers, or Abraham Lincoln, over in the Middle East. I'm not for sure all the specifics because I don't pay attention. You know what I mean? I don't really pay attention to it because to me, all these things that are happening outside of us is just being, it's out of our control. You know, it's like I have no control over it, so why should I give my energy to something that I can't control? The only thing that I really feel is necessary to give my energy to is things that I can control. If it's out of my control, it's out of my control. I'm not going to get myself sick and worried and panic attacked and anxiety over it. You know what I mean? But some people are paying attention and trying, I guess, to give awareness to others as well. I can say this for sure. My beliefs have changed dramatically in just the last several months, even in comparison. And it's kind of throwing me back to an experience I had in conversation that I had with my daughter back when she was 10, 11 years old. And at the time I was going through the deconstruction process of religion and the government and the healthcare industry and all this stuff. But it was more on the religious aspect of things, you know. One minute I believed in hell, the next minute I didn't believe in hell. Then the next minute I believed in hell, but it was going to be this way instead of that way. And it was a whole deconstruction process, because when I started awakening 17 years ago, I was coming in contact with different beliefs in the religious realm that I had not even been aware of all those years, even though I was raised in church. But I wasn't aware of all these different beliefs, like Trinity, non-Trinity, Calvinism, or free will, rapture, no rapture, theology, eschatology, soteriology, all those things. I had no awareness of it all until I started diving into that subject matter. And then I realized, wow, this is one subject matter, religion, and yet it has all these rabbit holes, you know, all these different belief systems built under one guise of what they call Christianity. And it's been from that moment on up to this present moment that I've been deconstructing from religion, from government, societal expectations, everything that's programmed into us. I've been trying to deconstruct myself from for the last 17 years. And so that's why I don't give my energy and pay attention to the clown show. Even though I think it's good to be aware of what's going on, but I don't find it necessary to give all my energy to know the ins and outs of everything, you know. I've gone down too many rabbit holes throughout my life in the last 17 years. I just don't have time for any more rabbit holes, you know. To me, this is my motto in today's time. We're only given one day at a time. Take that one day and live for that one day. Doing whatever you have to do, even if that means having to go to work. You do what you got to do. And you're grateful. And be grateful, you know, that you're upright, breathing, and being able to experience this one day. Okay? Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? And so why should you give your energy to something that might not even happen or could happen? You know? Just live for the present moment. The specific one day that you're upright and breathing. Because all the ones that you did before, they're all gone. They ain't coming back. Even though sometimes in your mind, things come back, and that's a whole nother subject. But they're gone. Tomorrow's not here yet. Here we are, right here, right now. And that's all that matters. Peace, love, hugs, nugs. This is Kandi, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69, on officially day 33 of year 1. Until the next time, I'm out.